So it's been another hot and steamy day here in Budapest. We have temperatures of around 40 degrees, perhaps even higher. The temperature in our apartment is up to 33, which is honestly pretty unbearable. More importantly though, the level of the Danube continues to rise. This means that the Paks nuclear power station has not been turned off. One turbine is still running out of the four. The megawatt production is the same as it was yesterday and the day before, so around 220 megawatts. The maximum it can produce is around 2,000. On the waterfront though, things are a little bit worse. 500 small towns and villages are receiving bottled water because effectively their system is entirely out of water. The water table, of course, is incredibly low because we've barely had any rain. And the earliest rain that's forecast is for Friday. Otherwise today, our Prime Minister, Peter Magyar, he took a little bit of a trip and he went to see someone together with the head of the Prime Minister's office. That guy is called Bálint Ruf. And the man they saw is a person called András Baka. Now, he is a former judge. He is an old man, and I think the reason they went to see him is because he is going to be the pick for Hungarian president, and they went to speak to him to make sure that if they ask him, he would say yes. He comes with anti-Fidesz credentials because he criticized Fidesz in 2009 and was removed from some post in 2012. But to me, he looks like he comes straight from the Tamás Súlyok factory of old Hungarian men. So no doubt he's a clever guy, no doubt he's a distinguished career, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, he's just going to be signing papers, greeting members of state from other countries, and perhaps opening the odd hospital. So honestly, who cares? But anyway, to me, he seems like just a president like we had the last one, no change, except this man, of course, was an anti-Fidesz person, proven. And so he is obviously held in high regard by Tisza. Whether or not he'll be any different from Tamás Súlyok, whether or not Hungary would notice any difference, I would be very, very surprised. And actually, when I was thinking about this yesterday specifically, when it came to light that Peter Magyar effectively vetoed, or you could say ruled by decree, or they always said that about Viktor Orbán, that he was ruling by decree. But it's very clear now that we have maybe not ruled by decree, but a system where if things don't pass Peter Magyar's desk with a stamp of approval, they simply don't happen. So yesterday we learned that there was going to be a new head of state media news, and he was put forward and proudly announced that he's going to be the new head. And then Peter Magyar said, wait, I really don't think so. And then his contract and his offer was withdrawn. Now, if you think that was the first person to whom this happened, you would actually be mistaken. So, just last week we had the Director General of the Office of the National Assembly. That was a man called Zsombor Divinyi. He was presented as the winner of a tender by Ágnes Forsthofer, and after some criticism, including from Ákos Hatházi, there was a Facebook comment from Peter Magyar, and that man's career was over. Then there was the President of the National Tax and Customs Administration, otherwise known as NAV. So here, Finance Minister András Kármán announced Csilla Cinege Tamásné after professional consultations, and amid rapid Facebook criticism, it's always Facebook, isn't it, and comments from a former NAV whistleblower, tax office whistleblower, the decision was reversed. Then there was the Justice Minister. This is someone that actually Peter Magyar himself announced. He announced his brother-in-law, Márton Mellé Barna, and there was intense criticism over nepotism, rightly so, not only from opposition people, not only from members of the media, not only from the public, but from Tisza themselves. And he was withdrawn, and Márta Görög was appointed in his place. Then there was the Education Minister. The first name put forward was Rita Rubowski. She was supposed to be the leading candidate, and the criticism came forward that, she's just too Christian, from Tisza supporters, and you can't have that. Communists always used to say that people are too Christian. You've got to be afraid of Christianity for some reason. You shouldn't. There's a lack of Christian. We need more Christianity, not less. Anyway, she was withdrawn, and in her place came Judith Lannert. She might have a flag in her bio, but she does have 2 children, and she got the post. And then there was also the National Collegial Professional Leader for General Practitioners. That was at the Health Ministry. Here, Zoltán Sors was named as a possible successor or interim figure, and the ministry later reversed course after reports of a prior, later discontinued bribery investigation. So today's meeting with this old man, I think, is about the job of the president and to lay the foundation so that this sort of awkward situation doesn't happen in the future where people are going to complain because they found out something about him. If people have found out something about him, I'm sure it's already come to light, and nothing has really come to light. Otherwise today, I took a little bit of a trip around Budapest to check out some bridges. The first bridge I went to see was the Green Szabadság Bridge. It is a very pretty bridge, and it connects Fővámtér with the Gellért Hill. And there now, because the water levels are so low, you can see remnants of the bridge that was there before World War II, a bridge that was blown up in World War II. And here is some footage of that. And then afterwards, I went to the Margaret Bridge to check out how low the Danube is there, and I was shocked. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. I first came to Budapest 50 years ago almost, maybe a little bit more, and this is the first time I've ever seen this. First time I've ever seen the Danube Bridge, not Danube Bridge, first time I've ever seen the Danube so low, to the point where this is totally exposed. And we are here, beneath the Margaret Bridge. That's all. If you like my stuff, give me a like, give me a share. Thanks.